Hello and welcome to another episode of Between the Studs. I am your host, Daniel, and I am joined today by Garrett.
Hello.
And Chris, the owner of... What are you doing there? Throwing up a peace sign.
Yeah.
Throwing up a deuce?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's what you do, Daniel.
Chris is dropping a deuce in the studio today. All right. Okay. Good intro. Now that we got that out of the way, today we are talking about, backed by popular demand, we are talking about scandalous Lego sets and items today.
Scandalous.
Ooh. We had a great reception to our first scandalous sets video, wouldn't you say, Chris?
Yeah. And, it was very all-encumbering, I guess is the right word. We covered
that is a
lot.
word you could use.
So when we
over encumbering is what happens in Fallout when you carry more than 130 pounds worth of turpentine and metal scraps.
Anyhow, when I went to try to find sets that were scandalous, I was like, gosh, we covered all of them in the first one.
No, we did not.
We didn't. You're right.
No, this could be an ongoing series.
You should go back and watch the other one, though.
Yes, yeah, we'll link it here, and because this is a video, not a live stream, you can go watch it now if you want, and then come back to this one. But we have got a whole slate of other ones. We each have at least 5 or 6. I think Chris has some bonus ones as well. New scandalous Lego items and sets for y'all today. So we got lots to talk about. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Garrett, what do you want to start with here? What's your first scandalous, controversial item?
All right, so to start off, I might as well go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. I am the Bionicle guy. Let's talk about a Bionicle real quick.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
So this is one of my favorite Bionicle sets. My favorite one from the Baraki line, the Underwater Wave. This is set 8921 Prydeck.
Okay.
He is a really cool buildable figure. He's essentially like a great white shark.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he's got
face mold.
Yeah, he's got all these fins, these crazy looking feet. Really cool. Now the controversy with him comes down to his design. He is white with these cool, like, dual molded red, like, pieces on the tips of his blades and all over his face. Yeah. And when this set came out, a lot of parents did not like this because they interpreted it as blood.
It looks like he's gored himself eating some sea creature.
He is. I mean, he's been stabbing people. He's been slashing. Like, he looks like a great white shark who just ate.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't like that. A lot of parents weren't happy about it. There is a video, I'm slipping my mind, we might find a link for it, of the designer talking about this.
Okay.
It is designed that way. It is meant to...
It was meant to look like that, so they didn't even deny it.
No.
Okay.
The designer has come out and said, yes, that is how I did that.
Cool. Rad.
It's really cool. I like it. It's not super, like, it wasn't pulled or anything. Lego didn't do anything about it.
And that time period, it was not.
Yeah.
Do Bionicle even bleed red, though?
Some of them do. Bionicle are not robots. As much as a lot of people like to think.
It's a biological chronicle.
They are slightly biological.
It's very General Grievous.
Now, there is also kind of like a little bonus weird...
Is General Grievous a Bionicle, Garrett? Have I asked you this before?
I will consider the Star Wars buildable figure Grievous a Bionicle.
Great.
He's cool.
Okay.
He's cool enough.
Cool. I'll take it.
How about Finn?
No.
Okay.
No.
See, I was gonna say K2SO would be maybe the next.
No.
Also no. Okay.
Jyn Erso.
Sergeant Jyn Erso's a Bionicle.
Yes,
you heard it here first, folks.
There also is just another weird little thing with him. On his official canister and all the product images, he has blue eyes inset in the head. But in the instructions, he has red eyes.
They call him Old Blue Eyes.
Old Blue Eyes. I don't know. There's nothing really stating what that change is or why there is a change, a difference.
It doesn't really stand out more. The contrast is probably better.
My thought is that maybe the instructions were printed way before they did the canister designs.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, we're not going to reprint these. We're just changing that one factor of it.
Could be. Yeah, that's something I could see them changing pretty late in the process.
But this is one of the only Lego figures in general that is officially covered in blood.
Well, so we talked about that a little earlier, and I forget who it was that said it, but we remembered Starkiller was another great one. I didn't bring that set to talk about today, but the Starkiller minifig has the bandages that are like soaked in blood.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like somebody's wearing a white tank top, and there's a blood stain on the tank top too.
You are thinking about Monster Fighters Frank Rock.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was the Pharaoh's Quest guy.
It might be
with like the
I was
tank
thinking
top.
It was the
Is
Pharaoh's
it?
Quest guy.
Am I incorrect?
So yeah, this is one that people have gone back and forth. It's Mac McCloud. Oh, he's got like some grease stains or something. It appears to be printed in a dark red or brown, so I think they were trying to say it was like an engine oil or
like
something. He's like an
hydraulic. It's hydraulic fluid.
Hydraulic
You
fluid,
get shot
sure.
there, you're dead, so
Yeah,
that
well,
makes
maybe it's not his blood, Chris.
Yeah, but
You
think
never
of
know.
who he's fighting. Isn't he fighting undead
Dried up
people
old
that
mummies.
Don't have blood?
I guess. Let's see what sets he came in. Golden Staff. Yeah, he was fighting mummies.
Yeah.
Had a rifle. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that one's a little more up for debate. Star Killer was like very clearly like a red or dark red, like blood-soaked bandages. There are plenty of other characters with like scratches and scars and things. Somebody also said Padme, who's been scratched on the back.
Let us know in the comments who has the most blood on them for any minifigure.
Oh, most blood. I mean, if you're going by surface area, I'm sure
It's
this
gonna be Pride.
this would take the cake.
minifigure.
Pridak would
If we
take
want
the
to talk,
cake.
he has a minifig.
Does he?
It's full white. It's not all the dual
Oh,
molding
okay,
cool
yeah.
stuff like this. Those Bionicle minifigs are so sad.
Yeah, let us know if there's some with more. I would wager that Star Killer is probably the most obvious one, but I would be curious to know what other ones there are.
And there's also, I mean, do we count any of the Lego zombies that have like some of that?
Oh, that's
look?
true. Oh gosh, yeah.
I count
those were Monster Fighters.
I count the Zombie
Bride.
Bride as like the most gruesome Lego
She's
minifig.
got like bloody like
her,
eye sockets
her
in her mouth or something. doesn't
it's supposed to be lipstick, but her mouth is like dripping.
Yeah, sure.
And one of her eyes is fully red, like it's exploded.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
She's an awesome figure. I almost grabbed
it's
one,
lipstick.
but we didn't have the skirt piece or the hair piece for it.
Yeah, she's expensive too. Excellent first pick there, Garrett. Yeah, that's good. I never knew the story with that. That was kind of a twofold one. Both, sort of the more minor controversy with the eye color being different, but also the parents complaining about the colors there. Excellent first choice for us. All right, let's talk about Lego Gun. You want to talk about Lego Gun?
What's your gun sound like?
What's your gun sound?
Bow,
click,
bow.
click, click. This is the Lego wooden pistol on Bricklink as Lego Gun 1.
Here
So
it
I don't know.
is.
I don't know that. Yeah, I wish. Now this is one of the original Lego wooden toys. So this was probably made back in the 1930s or 40s.
It is a very strange item.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's a lot of wooden toys.
Oh yeah, tons of wooden toys. Most of them are animals. I mean, you've got the wooden duck, the wooden elephant, wooden roosters, all sorts of animals. There were trains. There were fire trucks.
Can you imagine being a kid growing up back then, and that's what you got to play with? A wooden duck.
There were, yeah. There's
You get a Bionicle covered in blood.
there's no year for it on Bricklink there, but there were tons of wooden toys. Not a lot of them were handhelds. Most of them were pull-alongs.
I'm gonna say with that gun, 1940s, because the plastic didn't come out to the 50s.
Yeah,
So
well, it was all the
54.
wooden toys beforehand. Lego Gun is crazy. I brought this to the table today just because Lego always takes such a firm stance on no war and all this other stuff. But much like anybody else, they have an old history of not following their own rules. So it's an interesting one. This is one that comes up time and again.
I do want to go ahead and state and add in with this. If you are curious about this and want to look at it for yourself, go to Bricklink, look up Lego Gun 1.
Yeah,
and that's its
all
code.
one word. Lego Gun 1. Really apt name here with the old wooden toys. But this is a good one. I don't know if it had any functions in it. It almost looks like it has a trigger, but I don't know. That's crazy.
You didn't know about
Lego,
this one?
No, wooden rifle. Under Lego wood rifle. Why does it have a... Okay.
Wait, is that a Star of David?
I wasn't going to say
I should have brought this one up to you guys before the video.
I wasn't going to say it.
What's
It's
it say in the middle
It's
of
probably
that?
supposed to be a sheriff's star. It says Lego.
Wow.
I think they put
Yeah,
one too many
Sheriff's Star.
points
That
on a
is a
sheriff's
Sheriff's Star,
star.
Wow,
I think
that's
sheriff's
wild.
stars are supposed
Honorable
to be 5
mention,
points.
look up wood rifle.
Wood
on Bricklink,
rifle.
one word.
Wood rifle. Okay, great. Yet
That's
another
wild.
Lego gun. I've seen some of these at the Lego Idea House, which is not the Lego house. It's the one that's connected to Ole Kirk Christensen's original house. In the section that was his house, there are a lot of glass shelves with the original wooden toys, more than just what they have in the Lego house museum. And they have a number of these, and the Lego gun was one of them. So I have somewhere on my phone, I have a picture that I personally took of the Lego wooden gun. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Kids going around playing probably cops and robbers, or cowboys and Indians or something.
Hey, we used to shoot each other with BB guns, with BB gun wars.
I had airsoft guns, paintball guns,
or goggles.
BB guns.
And
sure.
now you can't even play Nerf guns without goggles.
Oh gosh, yeah. No kidding. All right, Chris, what do you got for us first today?
Oh gosh, this one is so scandalous. You guys, hold your seats.
I'm holding.
Okay, this is
I'm holding.
Rapunzel's lantern boat polybag.
Oh, Chris, you
that-
didn't tell me this was scandalous. We have so many of these. We're gonna have to pull all
We
these
have
off the
these
shelf.
for $5.99. No, you're
We're
right.
gonna have to pull
We're
all
gonna
these
have
off
to
the
put
shelf
a
if this
warning
is
label
if
on
this
them.
is really scandalous.
Yeah. Okay. So, you've got Rapunzel and her chameleon.
Yeah.
Her lizard.
Pascal.
Or whatever.
Pascal the chameleon.
Oh, he's got a name.
Yeah.
Well, so there's two things wrong with it. All right. So, and she's in a lantern boat
Okay.
in the water.
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. I'm waiting on pins and needles for you to tell us, Chris.
Legally, in almost every country in the world, you have to have a life preserver if you're going to be inside a boat.
Okay.
She does not have any life preserver inside the boat or on her.
Okay.
And
I bet this
animals
applies
need
to
them
a
too.
lot of Lego
Chris, you
sets,
make a
though.
good point.
yeah, no, if you look at most of the boats, even the surfer, we were looking at a surfer earlier, and the surfer had a life
Well,
preserver
it
on.
specifically states on this that the model does not float, Chris. I believe when they made Lego boats that actually did float
Really? Because
back in the day, they did
I-
always have life preservers.
I
on them.
bet if you were to throw that in the water, it would float.
I bet it would.
Maybe briefly. I
No,
think it would.
it's-
I think it
would
would tip over
float.
and fill
Lego
with water.
floats.
Not when it's full of water.
Is
get
the
all the air
real
bubbles out of it.
controversy that we don't know if she purchased a fishing license or not?
I thought that's the direction you were going. Boating license.
She doesn't. Well, that is another thing there too.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have a fishing pole. So.
She could be.
Just a general game and wildlife
She could be
license.
game
Being
of
out there.
wildlife, right? For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Catch and release.
So I've got some big
Oh,
problems with that. I'll tell you, if that were me in that boat, I would get
Okay,
a ticket and I'd get arrested.
Now, did you want to do another one? Did you want to do a good one, or?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, Skyline GTR. Here we go.
All right, Paul Walker, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Love Paul Walker.
Yeah.
He died going around a fast turn. In driving too fast, and here Lego comes out with
too
a Lego
furious.
set.
It was one of their probably best-selling Speed Champion
is.
sets they had in a long time.
It's
though.
an awesome set.
Everyone was asking for that.
It's
set.
awesome. I'm glad they came out with it, but it's like, oh, who's this guy, Mom? You know that he drives a fast car. I want
he's
to be
got
just
the-
like him when I grow up.
He's
He's got the
don't.
NOS tanks in the passenger seat.
I can't tell you
it's
how
encouraging
many
street racing.
how many
which is another
pictures
thing.
of little 16 by 16 mocks I've seen
Oh yeah,
of this car in some precarious situations.
I'm sure. It's a
And
great set.
just for the community's reaction to this, I would say it's a little scandalous.
Yeah, a
It's
little bit.
very similar. I think we talked about this on the last one, but the James Bond Aston Martin.
Yes, we did do the James Bond. one
James
last
Bond is just he's got vices. You know what I mean?
time. Promiscuous.
Yeah, and one of his vices was driving too fast. I guess if that's a vice, but that got him in trouble, and that makes this car kind of scandalous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree
Good
with
set,
that.
Even though I
nonetheless.
love it.
Yeah, great set. Good pick. There you go, Chris. You made up for your lantern boat.
Thank you, Daniel.
All right, Garrett, what do you got for us next?
All right. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. I think this is the smallest item we might have on the table.
Oh,
today.
single piece.
Yeah, a single part. This piece comes in only 2 sets. Let me go ahead and get the actual name for it for you real quick. So this is going to be 1x1 brick round with human heart. This is
Grotesque.
yeah. It is a single cylinder piece that was only included in 2 sets. It first came in, I want to say it was the Monster Fighters haunted house first.
Okay.
And then they said, oh, we have this print. We can use that for Davy Jones's heart.
There you go.
And so it's been in the mill and in the Monster Fighters haunted house. It
I
is.
had that mill set. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
It's a nice print. It has, you can see the arteries and veins and stuff
Yeah.
on it. It's for how simple the print is. It is very detailed. But this is straight up just a Lego organ. This is a disembodied organ. And that is very strange for Lego, I would say.
So the mill was 2011
Okay.
and the haunted house
So
was
they
2012.
made it for Davy Jones and reused it for the
How
vampires.
much does that part go for?
When I checked, it was around $15 to $20.
Wow.
For this one cylinder.
Yeah,
Nice.
I assumed that Davy Jones was first because it looks like it's got some barnacles or something growing on it. Too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the
I
case
always
or if that's
assumed
just
those
part
were
of
just
the ventricles or something.
That's what
don't
I
know.
thought it was valves and
I don't know enough about anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic piece though.
So
I love this part.
Pirates, just like a lot of other themes, have the licensed themes have a lot of things in it that are
Yes.
controversial, just because that's what's in it. Pirates of the Caribbean has quite a bit in it, including alcohol.
Yes.
They have if you think about it, Jack Sparrow was an alcoholic.
Bottles of rum.
Drunk all the time.
And he's got, in the Lego sets, he's always got like a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And they have that in a lot of different things, including this one right here.
Okay.
Good segue.
Yeah.
Bro Thor's room. And which one was this? Endgame?
Infinity War.
Infinity War?
Yes.
This is...
Infinity War into Endgame.
Because it was after they.
Which was filmed right here. So, in the Noonan, Fayetteville area. So, this was Bro Thor's room, and he was drinking beer, and that's why he was Bro Thor.
Yeah.
And
he was drinking Tropicalia,
it was his bachelor pad. Was it really Tropicalia?
Yeah.
That's funny.
it was Creature Comforts Tropicalia. And because that was on set, there's a whole story behind that. Like, apparently it just exploded because all the crew members on set were drinking it, and they couldn't keep it in stock at the local gas station.
Yeah.
And they would go wait for it to come in, and some of the crew members told me about that. So then Tropicalia
Is that
blew
local
up.
to this area too?
And that's actually a
Creature Comforts?
Tropicalia made up in Athens, where UGA is.
Yeah.
When I worked at, did some work out at Trillis with plumbing, they told us about all that.
Yeah, that's
So
actually
that
a
orange
Tropicalia
brick
can.
round
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
technically
So
a
there's
Tropicalia.
a beer can in there, and then you got all the empty bottles and the cups.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
all that stuff. Yeah. So there's
Where's the Lego Fortnite TV? It's missing. The TV where they're playing Fortnite.
Whoever traded that and kept that.
Yeah.
controllers in there. I don't know.
Well, as long as we're talking about Fortnite, Chris, I see you got something else. We're
just how we
we're really
had it
jumping
sitting
out of the
out
order
there.
here, but that's all right. You're on a tear.
Well, no. Then you had Valkyrie. Valkyrie was a drunk. Remember in
Yes.
Ragnarok, and I think she was in a Ragnarok set.
Okay.
And so was Tony Stark, wasn't he? Didn't
Yeah.
he drink a lot?
In
Went on a
Iron
little bit of a
Man, like
binge.
2 and 3, he's
So you
an
have,
alcoholic.
with Pirates of the Caribbean and
oh, that's right, the house
Marvel.
party where they
Yeah.
like fight each other.
You had quite a few alcohol references, which
Sure.
I'm fine with. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
care.
nobody cares
When
much.
I
Lego
remember-
clearly doesn't care as long as it's part of licensed
Exactly.
stuff.
When I was a kid growing up in the 80s, there were all kinds of drug references, and I think in the Goonies, they're smoking
Yeah.
Oh,
a joint.
Do you think they'll include that in the set
And-
coming out?
No.
yeah, that's right. I forgot they're making that a set. That's
But
gonna be
when
so
I was
good.
a kid, that was way over my head. I didn't even get it. That wasn't even on my radar. I never noticed that until I was an adult.
Yeah.
So I hope that our kids in today's generation, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Stuff like this just goes over their heads.
I think it is.
Just
but-
like half the references in the Lego Batman movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Disney was always great about
My
that for a
name's
long time
Richard
too.
Grayson.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think a lot
Jokes
of
for adults.
Controversies surrounding Lego in general don't necessarily come from the kid consumer point of it. It very much
Yeah.
comes from the parents
Right.
of that.
Well, and it's adults that are creating these sets.
Exactly.
Too, so they're doing a lot of this for themselves as well.
Did you want to keep going? You can talk about Fortnite now if you want to talk about.
Okay, I can.
Let's go ahead and do it.
That's what I was talking about. There's a Fortnite TV in that set, and it's missing.
This is only funny because Lego stays away from guns and violence in their own IP.
Right.
However, when it comes to licensed products, it's like nowadays there's no limit.
Yeah.
And you've got Fortnite, which the goal of Fortnite, in my opinion, is to shoot somebody in the head so they die right away. You don't want to shoot them in the body. You want to
You got to get a victory
to
royale.
the head.
Yeah. Did you want to? I think we've done this before a few times, Chris. You want to go ahead and tell your Victory Royale story for us?
Oh, have I told you that story
I
before?
Had you have
you have.
Victory Royale?
I think you've told it on camera before.
I thought it was a battle royale.
A battle
Battle
royale?
Royale. Sorry.
Yeah.
Royale
A
with
dub?
cheese.
I won. You got
Get that.
you start. I don't know
Need to
if
watch
they're
Pulp
still
Fiction.
playing Fortnite the same way as they used to, but back in the day, I was playing with my son, and I think he had gone to bed or moved on, was doing something else. I was playing by myself, and you start with 100 people. I won. I was the last man standing. I didn't kill one
Well,
person.
were you standing or were you crouching in a bush?
Whatever you do in a bush. I was hiding in a bush the entire game.
Oh yeah.
I got tired of these people killing me, no scoping me, and I couldn't even see them. And so I was hiding. Never killed anybody, and I won.
You should play Prop Hunt.
Yeah.
You ever played Prop Hunt? It's where you like hide as an inanimate object. You like disguise yourself as like a piece of scenery, and you try and like hide on a building or something so people can't find you. It's like hide and seek.
It's in Fortnite.
It's in
It's-
Call of Duty now.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can do prop hunting. Call of
Yeah.
Duty.
It wasn't fun. There was nothing fun about
Yeah.
it. I mean, I didn't.
But
want
you
to
got
do
it.
that.
You can tell everyone you got your victory royale.
The
Or your
interesting thing
battle royale, whatever it is.
with the Fortnite sets for me especially is that Lego has a direct statement saying that they will not make sets based on first-person shooter video games. Now,
That's crazy.
does Fortnite get around that because it's third person? Is that the
guess.
loophole?
Or because it's more
Overwatch?
cartoon violence is what they.
Overwatch got away with it for that reason.
Yeah.
So I mean,
For being third person, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah. Interesting.
third person / more
Stop being
cartoony.
first person. What a weird distinction to make.
Yeah,
What a weird distinction to make. Gosh, let's see. We already talked about guns. Oh, we were on your heart pick. That was where we were in the order.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a
excellent
heart.
pick with the heart.
it's a disemboweled human heart.
It reminds me of some of my favorite other sets and parts from like either the classic Studios line, or I think there was a Harry Potter set that had like the brain and the jar.
Yes.
And there was like the tile with like the gnarly hand on it. So
I really like the use of the heart cylinder in the Monster Fighter's haunted house because it's put like on a round plate under one of those domes.
there's like a bell jar.
Yeah, and it's like on a desk that like the bride of the vampire lord
it's very
like is,
spooky.
she like holds it. It's like
Yeah. Very spooky, very spooky. All right, let's see. Where do we want to go next? All right, let's talk about smoking. You were talking about kids rolling doobies earlier.
I was talking about kids rolling. Oh yeah, they are kids, aren't they?
In the Goonies?
The Goonies, they are kids. I was thinking, I was like, they're adults, but they're not.
They're definitely not
They're
adults.
adults now.
I don't want to see an adult man do the truffle shuffle.
Oh, no. All right, Lego has officially produced, and you can find several of these items on Bricklink. Official Lego printed and licensed smoking paraphernalia. There are several different lighters. There's ones with plastic handles. There's ones with nice leather things and metal. What do you call it? Well, the flint and steel or whatever.
Yeah.
Flint and steel.
Chicken jockey. My bad. I'm stemming.
Oh, yeah, I know. We're going off on a tangent here. Numerous different lighters, as well as ashtrays and different smoking accessories here. We've got a number of different ones here. These are
Wow.
You've never seen these
No, I've
before?
never-
The cigar is crazy.
It's
A
epic.
cigar with the Lego logo on
Yeah.
it.
So these were not something that the average person could buy. These were given as basically employee gifts, presumably, in a time where it was more common. In the 1950s and 60s, it was common as an employee gift if you'd put in a number of years with a company to receive a watch or a lighter or a nice cigar or something as a reward for your loyalty with the company. But in hindsight, looking back on this from at least half a century later, it is wild to see the Lego logo emblazoned on all of these different varieties of lighters.
The
Which are
Lego
all
Land one is insane.
Legoland, glass ashtray, Hotel Legoland,
Matches.
Matchbox. So you've got
Did
everything
you hear
you
they're
need.
not making the long kitchen matches any longer?
Long kitchen.
You know those kitchen matches?
the
They're not making them any longer.
any longer. I see. That was good. That was funny. You're good.
It's the longest they make
Great.
them.
Yeah. Okay.
They wouldn't fit in the box.
Oh wait, my bad. Hold up.
Thank you. Can we get a rim shot in here? Anyway, yes. So everything you need for smoking, from lighters and matches to the cigars themselves to the ashtrays to put them out in. I love the one with the little. I call him the Merston man.
Yeah.
The little guy with the white shirt and the overalls.
He's pretty dripped out.
Pretty epic. These would all be highly collectible nowadays, both because they were employee-only items and because they were largely disposable and intended to be used and thrown away. But they are highly collectible, I would say, because it's something so unique and odd by modern standards to have ever existed, to see the Lego logo on it.
It
there you
feels
go.
like one of those things that, like, if you were to show like a modern day Lego employee one of those, they would burst into flames.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's possible you could still find this kind of stuff in the various shops and things around Billin there.
Oh,
A lot of old weird rare stuff like this tends to turn up in old secondhand stores and things like that. So you never know what you're going to find. But that is a pretty unusual one. How about you, Chris? You got any other smoking
Oh, let's see what I can
related
find here.
controversies for us?
Smoking turkey.
Smoking turkey. Oh boy. We
If
didn't
you like
talk about this in the
Thanksgiving.
first one.
We did not. No.
Ooh. Okay.
Big good
So
one.
this, to me, this is the for those listening in. This is set 40204. It's the Pilgrim, and he's got a turkey leg in each hand. He's sitting on a pumpkin,
Okay.
and this says to me, this is like, hey, we're a Danish company, and we're making a American. This is what Americans look like at Thanksgiving, eating turkey. And he's just going like this
Yeah.
with 2 turkey drumsticks.
Is that all you wanted to say about it? Because that's not the
That's
direction.
your controversy.
That's not
of
the
it?
direction I thought
Me
you were
either.
going with it. I thought you were going to say, "Where's the smallpox blankets and the
Oh.
colonialism and the
I
murdered
was
Native
thinking,
Americans?"
Where
and
is the pumpkin stem?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I
that
was
too.
thinking.
Where is the pumpkin stem?
You could go there if you want with so much stuff. In fact, okay, colonialism.
Well, so
Here,
we-
I'm bringing another one out.
So we tried to, yeah, sure. So we tried to we were going to do a Thanksgiving Between the Studs episode, and there really aren't that many Thanksgiving sets. So we ended up just doing kind of fall sets. But yeah, because Thanksgiving is an American holiday, Lego does not produce a lot of stuff for it. But this is a very limited caricature, I would say, of Thanksgiving. Go ahead. What's your
Talk about
Okay.
colonialism right here.
You're picking
This is-
picking the right sets, but the wrong
power
controversies.
miners. The power miners are basically attacking and robbing the rock
fictional lava
indigenous
monsters
people.
of the land, the
Planet.
indigenous people.
They're
yes.
stealing all of their crystals. What do the crystals do for the? Do they eat them?
They eat them and they
'em.
power
They
up.
eat them and they get crazy.
Yeah.
So they're stealing all of their food, basically,
Okay.
and they're gonna kill them all. I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
That's a lava
mass
monster,
genocide.
and he's gonna throw him into a water tank. It looks like.
He's gonna drown him.
You
He's
know,
gonna
it-
extinguish him.
So the power miners just come to this planet and they just wipe out this native species to the planet. These are humanoid creatures. They got legs, arms, hands, eyes, mouths.
In the commercials, they were not very. They were not very intelligent.
Does that mean I can kill them all because they're not smart, Daniel?
Oh, sorry. we can't go down this road.
Controversy.
We can't.
No,
What,
seriously.
once again,
talk
you're
about
picking the right sets, but
Jeez.
for the wrong reason. You used the right formula, but you got the wrong answer. No, the reason they'll never make power miners again is depleting the earth of its natural resources, and fracking and mining and all of that stuff. That's
Aren't they doing that though? Still with some of the lava sets.
The last
and the
city
geodes,
mine, the
all those
last
geodes.
the last city dedicated
No, they're
mining
Mars.
theme we
They're all
got
space geodes
was
now.
like 2017.
2017,
2018.
Yeah, was that one of the gold mines or
Yes.
something? Okay,
And
yeah.
it's what they were doing in Avatar with the unobtainium.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've got depleting the earth of its natural resources, harming the environment with things like fracking, and I forgot the third thing I was gonna say. I don't know.
Wait, is that a hot dog?
Is it a hot dog? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
They got. That's what I love about Lego. That is hysterical. They've got all these mining equipment, mining tools, dynamite, pickaxes, the crystal, and then they got a hot dog.
In the most popular power miner set, the Thunder Driller, there is a brown crate in the middle of the vehicle that its only purpose is to hold 2 bananas.
The
Banana crate?
Yep.
the biggest power miner set,
The command rig.
the base.
Oh, the
It's
big
a
base. Yes,
Yeah.
with the big wheel.
That has a vending machine, a working
cool.
vending machine.
That's
in it,
cool.
I think.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
the one with the big lava monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lava trash.
Eruptor.
Working vending machine.
We could do a whole video on
I
Lego
remember I
vending
put that
machines.
together.
Yeah, that was the first one, I believe, but they've done a ton of them since then.
My favorite
Monkey
one-
Kid had a great
My
one.
favorite one's the Monkey Kid with the X Pods and the Robo Riders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So yeah, it's pretty scandalous. That's a sealed set. Wow.
Nice.
8190 if you want it. It's for sale on our website. It's $149.99.
Not terrible for a power miner set. Let's go ahead and talk about A-Team. about
Ba-ba-da-ba,
Now, I love the A-Team. It's awesome.
A-Team's great.
It's really cool. Now, I get why we have a Dimensions pack and not a full set. Is because it is controversial.
Yeah.
The A-Team, I wouldn't say it is a very, gory graphic. It's not an R-rated movie by any means. Now, they are blowing a lot of stuff up. They are shooting. There is a lot more adult themes to it, and that is just the time period it's from.
Wasn't there one where I think it was when they did the Mythbusters episode for A-Team? Wasn't there one where they strapped like these cannons on like forklift tongs and they shot a guy and blew him up?
Yeah.
Or was it? Or maybe that was the MacGyver one. I don't remember. It was either MacGyver or A-Team. I can't remember which.
There are definitely a couple more adult themes, I think, within the A-Team.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the original, if you're looking at some of the reboots,
the guy in charge, can't remember his name. White hair.
Yes.
He smoked a cigar.
Yeah, the whole time.
Of course, people still do that. Somebody was telling me the other day, hey, guess what I just got into? Smoking cigars. I was like, why do you get into that? That's terrible.
How do you get into that?
Like as a hobby? I don't know. Maybe like at a bachelor party or something, maybe, but not like just for funsies.
I don't have a whole lot to say on it other than because it's pretty obvious why this would be a little controversial. At the end of the day, there's probably an artillery cannon in the back of this van.
Oh yeah.
So.
Now there was a lot of great stuff that we got as Dimensions packs that we never.
Now is it
otherwise.
great to get BA as a minifig? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, Mr. T minifig would never have gotten him otherwise, for sure. Another excellent choice. Well, I had the lighter and the cigar separate, but I lumped them into one on my last.
That was also at 71251 is the fun pack. That is.
Oh, there you go. We got that online. Is that sealed too?
Yes, this is a sealed copy online as well.
Nice. All right. Well, we talked about lighters and cigars. Let's talk about alcohol. Lego has produced wine. There is Lego branded wine. Well, they probably didn't make it themselves, but they slapped their logo on the box. This is on Bricklink as Lego wine, all one word. You can go look that up for yourself. This is astonishing to me because it is listed on Bricklink. However, the entry is marked for deletion to prevent the sale of alcohol on Bricklink. Which,
that is so funny.
No duh. Why is this listing even still?
I bet it's been marked for
findable.
deletion since before Lego Law.
Probably. But this is wine bottles with wine, and it says it in Danish. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. In 1997. Yeah, go ahead. Give us a pronunciation here. I was gonna drop it into Translate. See what it gives us here in Danish.
Winston, you've seen Stinggood.
Oh, good.
Hey, okay.
Good. It means we wish you a great 1997, apparently. So in 1997, again as a employee gift, apparently, Lego decided to box up a bottle of white wine and red wine and slap their logo on the front and gift it to employees. But this, at least at one time, was available for sale on Bricklink. I would imagine you may still be able to find it on eBay, depending on the rarity and availability. But once again, wild, unheard of to see the Lego logo printed on something as adult as that.
Scandalous.
Yeah,
we've gotten cocktail glasses before too. I know we've seen Lego cocktail glasses.
I mean, like the smoking, like the lighters and like the cigars.
The 4-pack of tumblers.
I can get that more as an employee thing because, like, back then everybody smoked. Doctors told you to.
Yeah.
But like, this is something that I feel like somebody higher up at Lego should have been like.
I don't know. I feel like every decade or so they go back and forth and tell you wine is good for you or wine is bad.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, a glass of wine a day.
Yeah. They drank wine in the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah. But there you go. There's your Lego wine. So you can go get that. Yeah, the tumblers, I guess. Yeah, probably were meant to be.
Did you get the tumblers?
I did. Yeah, they were probably meant to be like whiskey tumblers or something.
For sure.
Yeah, for celebrating. Didn't include the actual whiskey with it, but they did make the tumblers. That was much
Lego
later.
whiskey.
Yeah, that was much after 1997. All right, Chris, what do you got? How about you got any alcohol stuff?
No, I don't have alcohol. That was Bro Thor's room.
That's true. You did that.
While we're talking about vices.
Miami Vices?
Go right here.
Oh.
Beatles, the Yellow Submarine.
It's a good pick.
You can deny it all you want, but I mean, this is based on a drug-induced trip.
Yeah.
I would say it's quite the psychedelic set.
It's pretty psychedelic.
Where I figured you were going here.
I don't know. You know, I like the Beatles. I like their music, but I'm not like a huge fan. I don't know what this little Jeremy creature is supposed to be.
Tell us about Jeremy.
I mean, I'm not going to. That is Jeremy. And That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. Jeremy's in there.
He's weird looking. I mean, I don't know.
My favorite part's he's a next to Night Scuddler.
Yeah, it's the same mold. Yeah, it strikes me as one of those jokes where it's like, okay, you've got the Beatles. Everybody knows there's the Beatles. There's 4 of them. Yeah. And it's like they're naming them off. They're like, yeah, you got John, Paul, George, Ringo, and Jeremy. It's just this bonus character who shows up out of nowhere. Well, it's like on Rick and Morty or something. You got all the characters. And it's like, and then here's Mr. Poopy Butthole. It's just a random character.
The real controversy with it is they put Jeremy in and they replaced Dark Ringo with Jeremy.
Dark Ringo?
Yeah, otherwise known as Rongo.
In the Yellow Submarine music video?
He's the 5th member of the Beatles, but they don't much talk about him.
I see. So they replaced Rongo with Jeremy.
Yes.
You know, I'm surprised they have not done is the Abbey Road EP.
I agree. As an art set.
As an art set, totally.
Well, with actual minifigures like a vignette, how easy would that be?
Diorama, yeah.
It's 4 guys crossing the road.
Well, you would have
done that when they already had these.
You would have to get approval from the guy parking his Beetle in the background. Is
that one of the things with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Abbey Road.
He holds it over their head till the end of time.
They could just use the Red Hot Chili Peppers version of it.
Yeah.
They remade that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's always something like that. It's like they'll never make a Lego Hollywood sign because who is it that owns rights to the Hollywood sign or something? That's a whole.
Oh, they're not going to do it because of Hollywood.
No. There's some whole thing about you can't like use pictures of the Hollywood sign and stuff because it's like trademarked or something. I don't know. It's kind of like how Super Bowl commercials can't say the Super Bowl; they always say the big game. Somebody put a patent or a trademark or something.
Like the Olympics or like
there's all kinds of weird stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you trademark like that's just a part of. That's just a part of everything. I don't know. All right, that was a good pick. That was a good pick. Garrett, what else you got for us?
Alrighty. So here we have Red Skull's U-boat. I mean submarine.
Yeah.
This is
Unterseeboot.
This is a cool set. I do like this set. The shape of this is really cool. But Red Skull is, as we all know, a Hydra leader. Let's say that.
Yeah,
he is. A Hydra general. Hydra creator of Hydra.
Wasn't that associated with another faction?
It was. I think there's a lot of Captain America comics of him doing a lot of things like that. But we
talked about Indiana Jones, I know, the last time we did this video.
Indiana Jones also had some stuff with that. But what this is based on was a very prevalent thing in World War II. The U-boat subs were a huge thing. And it's very just strange in my opinion, or it should be just a little scandalous to have essentially the German leader in a submarine.
Yeah, it's a little dicey. There are a number of Hydra sets.
I've never even thought of that before.
There's the
Red Skull is the minifig comes in the set, and he's got like power armor on, like a full
I follow you now. Yeah, I follow you now. I didn't never put 2 and 2 together.
The Scuba Iron Man
is awesome.
Set is awesome. So I'm glad we got this set for that very reason.
But this is very much like the German plane from Indiana Jones, in my opinion.
For sure, the flying wing.
Yes.
There have been a number of Hydra sets, like I said, but I would say this is the most on the nose in terms of the parallelism with real world
stylized,
World War II vehicles.
But
for that faction.
Submarines, U-boats were such a prevalent thing in World War II that it's like,
Yeah, it was a big deal. Good pick. All right, here's one that I've got. This one is not a employee item. This is something that was widely available to everyone. In 2013, Lego released a sticker sheet for some construction workers, and one of the construction workers had a speech bubble coming out of him that says, "Hey, babe." And given the connotation with construction workers, this was accused by fans and parents of the association with construction workers catcalling women and basically misogyny and all of that other good stuff about how blue-collar workers.
It does just stick out on this sticker sheet.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing on there. Here's the other phrases they chose to put on there. Construction crew, okay? I love this job.
Perfect.
Sure. Men at work. A little biased, but sure.
Good man.
And it's a dirty job. Okay, very micro. Sure. And then "Hey Babe." he's got his sunglasses on and he's giving a wave. I'm surprised he didn't have his hands in his mouth like he was whistling too.
Honestly though,
his tongue hanging out, barking like a dog.
And I love everything we've talked about before. I mean, if you don't walk the line, it's boring. I mean, how boring could you possibly make these sets if you just get rid of everything?
That's not getting dirty.
Getting dirty. Getting dirty. This is more complete. Let's see. I love the smell of concrete in the morning.
Concrete, baby.
Yeah. This was the Lego Creative Imaginations. So I don't know if this was maybe something that a third party produced for Lego, and maybe they
probably sold them at Walmart for $1.
Yeah, the person who signed off on the production art probably really didn't look that closely or read it. So
it may
there's any
not
number
even
of
have been Lego that made them.
I want that brick.
Any number of ways this could have happened, but. Yeah, this was one that some people took issue with.
Keep an eye out for the sticker sheet. We'll have.
We've probably got some somewhere. Yeah, an interesting piece of Lego history nonetheless, but one that some people got up in arms about, and I would say rightfully so. It's just it's unnecessary. All right, Chris, what else you got for us?
Well, I like show and tell. I know you like looking at things on the phone, but
I just pick stuff we didn't have in this
Garrett
store.
and I both like show and tell.
Yeah, we do.
I like having it in front of me, being able to look at it.
Yeah.
I've got a few more here. This one's really interesting because it's with current news.
Ooh, yeah.
This is Amelia Earhart, and I wouldn't say she's super controversial. She may have been at the time with a female flying a plane. I mean, it was pretty special.
In her time, yeah, absolutely.
However, since they came out with this set, they just found her plane. They're pretty confident that they found her plane just this past year, and it's somewhere off the coast of New Zealand, and it's been there for like 80 years now.
Yeah.
And they actually took a picture of it. I can't remember the exact date, but it was like 1916 she went down. And the New Zealand military took a aerial photo of where it went down in 1917, and it's there. They just never saw it.
Yeah,
in the
they never went and checked it out.
So, so they found her plane, and they think that she went down, and she wasn't by herself. She was with a navigator, and they think that she lived on that island with the navigator until they died.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So they expect they haven't been there to see it yet, because it's hard to get to, but when they go there, they're going to look for her.
That's crazy.
Signs of life, like having lived on the island. Kind of like a Gilligan's Island type.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, that makes this set a little bit controversial.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, and one of the things that she's most famous for, apart from being the first woman to cross the Atlantic, and she was attempting to cross the Pacific, one of the things that she's most famous for is dying. So it's honoring her in that sense, but it's a little morbid as well.
Yep, for sure. I do like the set though. It's killer set.
Oh yeah, fantastic plane.
Ooh, that's not a good.
Oh yeah, bad word association.
A really cool set.
It's a very cool set.
Yes.
Good catch there.
Real radical.
Radical. Yeah, sure.
Totally tubular.
All right, Garrett, what else you got for us over there? Down to your last
this is my last item at the moment. I do have.
Oh, you saved a good one for last.
Yes.
Oh boy.
This is one of my favorite controversial items.
This is going to be a fine line to walk.
One of my favorite things to bring up to people about a weird Lego thing. We're going to talk about Lego sewer babies.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much more I need to say other than that they're called sewer babies.
The fact that Lego made this joke in the movie, they later became the Sparkle Babies.
Good morning, Sparkle Babies.
Sparkle Babies, thank you.
Yeah.
But in the apocalyptic world, they were babies that were living in the
sewer, and they came out of the manhole cover.
Yeah. There's not
That's
a lot.
Awesome,
there's
though.
not a lot.
It's
It's cool
awesome.
at the surface level, and kids will like
And
it.
then-
But any adult that thinks for more than half a second about why babies might be living in
And
the
then
sewer,
it's like, oh,
it's
not good.
It's a little alarming.
Well,
so
toilet babies are a real thing.
yes,
When somebody
Yes.
doesn't realize they're
And
pregnant or giving birth.
that's where this becomes a very dark, very not fun
very
set.
dicey subject.
When you
matter.
think about it in Lego Movie 2, apocalypse babies living in the sewer having a
yeah,
base.
it's Ninja Turtles or
They're
something.
Ninja
They live in the
Turtles.
sewer, right? Yeah, but
when you think about it with any more brain power,
there's a possible very negative connotation there. They're great figures too.
they are.
I wish these were cheaper so we could put them in our Battle Baby mechs because these would be perfect in the Battle
they're
Baby
awesome.
mechs.
They use the same torso. Yes, they use the same
Yes,
torso,
yeah,
but their heads are unique. And
One
they're
of them's
really
got
cool.
like the war paint.
The war paint across the face.
It's sort of a brown smear on his face.
It is light brown.
If they're living in the sewer, I mean, that could be. You got to work with the materials that
You
are
get a
around
lot of
you,
mud.
right?
Well, so they're from the apocalypse.
Oh,
right?
mud.
Mud.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
mud because it's like a desert that they're living in.
Well,
so.
they live in the sewer, though. They don't live in the desert.
And mud rolls downhill, Daniel.
Right, sorry. When it rains really hard and all the dust in the desert turns into mud and it washes down the
You ever heard
storm
of a
drains into the
mudslide?
sewer,
Did
they
you say
put
a
on
mud
there.
pie?
Mudslide.
Did you use too small a slice?
Too small a slice?
Did you use too small a slice?
Shouldn't have had
Anyway,
such a sloppy
yeah.
mud. Anyway.
This is another one that I can't believe we missed on the first video. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you picked this because that's a very dark topic.
I think the only thing else that needs to be said is Lego Sewer Babies.
Yeah.
Set number 853865.
All right, for my final pick, and not necessarily the most controversial, but another one that's just kind of Lego kind of backpedaling on their values and the things that they choose to represent. There is a few different religious connotations that Lego has done. One of the oldest examples is that Lego produced basically plastic crosses that you could hang on your wall. There are two different ones on Bricklink. One is called the Indra cross, or the cross text is the other part code on on Bricklink. Sorry, and these were glow-in-the-dark crosses that you could basically hang on your bedroom wall, and then I guess when you turned your lights out, it would glow so that you would be reminded of it. So that's one religious thing. Lego has also produced different churches. Church sets back in the early days, the kind of Samsonite days, the 1950s and 60s. So we have a few different Lego churches there, and these are exactly what churches look like in Denmark. I've seen real ones. They're always a little white chapel with a steeple
really
and a
cool.
red
That's
roof.
a cool looking set, actually.
Yeah, they are cool sets. Beautiful box art as well. There's a date on the front of it that says 1762. So Lego used to do a lot more religious stuff. Denmark is a almost exclusively Christian country, and so they did do a lot of that in the early days, but somewhere along the line they decided that they didn't want to touch religious stuff anymore, and they stopped doing it completely until they produced the Lego Notre Dame Cathedral, which is one of the most famous religious institutions in the entire world. It's a Catholic church, I assume. Yeah, in Paris, in France there. But yeah, another one that Lego took a seemingly very firm stance on and then decided once again to backpedal.
Okay, but if you're gonna come out with an Easter set or a Christmas set, aren't you participating in? And don't the Chinese New Year sets coincide with their religion as well?
I don't know. Is Chinese New Year a religious
I don't
holiday?
believe so.
I think it's more.
Seems
I mean,
like
It's more about
you've got
like
Year of
zodiac
mythology
stuff.
and
Year
lore
of the
too.
Dog and stuff like that. Isn't that
Well, like you said, I think
religious?
it's more like a zodiac.
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right with Christmas and Easter. They are
They're celebrating more the
religious
consumer
holidays.
aspects of those holidays.
absolutely.
And I do have one that could be religious and scandalous: the Jack Sparrow voodoo doll.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay, yeah, we didn't even bring that.
That's tiny. That's got to be like $50
In the
now.
new Lilo and Stitch set, she has her little voodoo doll
voodoo
plushie.
Yeah.
So
There was which one did you talked about, the Jack Sparrow one or the Indiana Jones one?
Jack Sparrow.
Okay, yeah, and then the Indiana Jones one and the new Temple of Doom, the one
Oh,
that
that
didn't come
didn't
out?
release. There are some that leaked out of the factory. It's a little printed microfigure that was going to be the voodoo doll that the Maharaja stabs with the pin.
That's got to be expensive.
It's very expensive.
Okay, speaking of Temple
there
of
were only
Doom,
a few of those that got out there. Yeah, I set you up for that one. I
The,
gave you a nice softball.
the original one here. This one is a used set.
Yeah.
It's in our pile to be inventoried. But there's a lot going on here.
Did we really not talk about this one in the first?
We
video?
might have mentioned it, but we didn't.
Maybe
actually
we only
have
talked about the military
set.
stuff. I don't know if we talked about this one.
And I don't remember telling the story. You know what? I think we might have told the story. So
Maybe we did.
back in our old building, like maybe 10 years ago, I remember Ed was working weekends, and he had this playing on a weekend, and I came in, and some little baby is watching it. And
The dude's pulling his heart out.
starts crying, and the mother looks over at him, and there's another scene that's even worse. The guy's face is melting off, and it's a skeleton underneath.
No, that's the first one.
And the kid's crying, the mom's yelling.
The first one is the face is melting off, right?
That's the one that they're
well,
watching.
or the third one. The third one was where he shrivels up and his hair
And
all
I
falls
came
out.
in on a weekend, and Ed's sitting there watching it, and this baby's crying, and the mother's yelling, and I'm like, Ed, what is going on?
Maybe not.
You can't watch this. You got to turn this off. Oh, I thought it was okay.
Indiana
Lego made a
Jones.
set out of it. Blah, blah.
That's hilarious.
But no, this is the one with Mola Ram where he rips the guy's heart.
Yeah,
out.
so I looked. This was in 2009, so just a couple years before they came out with that heart piece. Otherwise, that would have been perfect in this set.
Yeah. So that was.
Yikes.
And we almost got a
wild.
remake of this set until Lego, again, almost 10 years later decided, yeah, no, we shouldn't have done that.
And they never said the official reason why, but there's any number of reasons. There's religious aspects, there's violence aspects. They're they're a religious cult too. It's not even just a religious connotation. There's stereotypes and generalizations about those cultures. Short Round as well could have maybe had some controversy with the face print. So there's any number of reasons that they could have canceled this, but it's amazing how far in the development process they let something get before they then decide to shelve it. Same thing with the Osprey. It's like, why did it take till the final hour for somebody to pull the plug on it? It's like, shouldn't that stuff be taken care of early
In the
on
design,
in the development
yeah.
phase so you don't waste everyone's time and get their hopes up? I don't know. I'll never understand what goes on over there.
Things that are 100% safe today, tomorrow could all of a sudden be not safe.
Yeah.
It's just some things don't age well.
Yeah. Well, I think
Hopefully
that's-
this video will.
I think that's about gonna do it. Yeah. Hopefully this one's.
It's not.
Hopefully this one's as popular as our last video here. We'll see what our editors leave on the cutting room floor from recording this session there. There may have been some things we can't quite get away
Ed
with.
wasn't in this one, so it
Ed was not in
as
this one.
bad.
Yeah, it shouldn't be as bad. Ed didn't go off on any wild tangents or tell any horrible jokes. But thank
God,
you.
do I see Ed coming?
Thank you, Garrett, and thank you, Chris, for joining me and bringing some fantastic selections here for controversial sets to this video. And thank you all for watching and for joining us for this episode of Between the Studs. Please leave a like on this video if you've not done so already. Be sure to go watch part 1 if you have not gone and checked that out already. Consider subscribing. Consider joining our membership tiers. If you're listening on one of our audio-only platforms, consider leaving us a review on there as well. We would really appreciate it. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.